Good morning, everyone. Today is our day in Skagway. We dock at 7 o'clock. I'm just getting ready to go for breakfast. The TV says it is 6:08. Today we are going to rent a Jeep and drive all the way up to the Yukon. So we have our passports here. We have our Alaska map. We have what we want to do today. I have everywhere there's pressed coins that I can collect. And then I have Murray's guide. This is just something I printed off from the internet and highlighted the things I want to stop at. We have two copies, one from the front of the car, one for the back. And then this is our ticket for Caribou crossing. And then this is just a little map or magazine that we got somewhere for 2022, even though it's 2023. There's another one. And this is what the cruise ship gave us. We're getting off at the railroad dock, which is the farthest dock from the city. So, but it's not that long of a walk. These are ducks that I've found so far. And then there's a little one right there. So it is 6:32 and we are not docked, but we're pretty close to it. This is Skagway right here. That's a princess cruise. That might be the Crown Princess, I think. They're already docked here. They're docked in the middle dock, and then the other dock, I think you can still dock over there. I'm not sure. We're just docked at the farthest dock, and this dock had a landslide last year. That's on the right side of the ship. So I think two ships can dock here. But I think there's only 3 ships in port today. See, this is where the rock slide was somewhere. So that's why we can't walk on the dock. And there's the Skagway thing that we need a picture with. So this is the bus here that we can take. Since we can't walk on the dock, it looks like people are walking a little farther, so I will ask this lady. Go through the tunnel? Okay. Okay, thank you.
You have your passport.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. So we are going to walk through this tunnel to some kind of bus. We are coming up to the end of the tunnel, and there are some buses here. Not sure which one we're getting on yet. Oh, they just all left, so there is a line, so we'll have to wait. Hi!
You guys on the excursion?
Well, we booked an excursion with DIY Jeeps.
Oh, okay. In that case, you're gonna get on one of those shuttles. They will drop you off to the end of the pier.
Okay, thank you. We are on the bus, and they said it's about a minute ride to the end of the pier.
As far as the tours are concerned,
We're following the red hexagons, octagons maybe, into town, and they said it's about an 8-minute walk, and if you go 10 minutes that means you've gone too far. So we're gonna meet you at DIY Jeeps. So if you have a trailer or a tent, here's the camping ground, so you can come and camp at Skagway. So if you're interested in camping, here is what the RV park is called. It's called Pulling Creek. And so I'm sure you could just search that. There's also a QR code. I didn't probably scan in close enough for you to scan it, but it's called Pulling Creek RV Park. SkagwayRVparks.com. So we've reached town. Here's the train tracks. There's the train, it just went by. And here's the little town of Skagway. And we are going to go to 2nd Street. Once we get to the street signs, we'll know more where we're going. So it's that little blue building right there. Once you get to 2nd and Broadway, keep going until you get to 2nd and State Street, and then it will be that little blue building right over there. This is our Jeep that we're renting. So we've made it to the Welcome to Alaska sign. coming up to the Canadian border. I have my passport. I'm gonna give it to you. And there's no one here, so it should be a quick stop. We have arrived at the Yukon suspension bridge. I think we're actually still in BC, to be honest. But this is a suspension bridge. I couldn't find a place to buy tickets online. We rented the car with DIY Jeeps, but you can get them for cheaper if you buy them in person than DIY Jeeps. So this is the only thing, one of the only things other than the monorail in Seattle that we didn't buy tickets for in advance. So we're gonna buy them. We're gonna buy them here and get them for cheaper than what DIY Jeeps sells them for. I think it was like $18 or something. And I don't know if they're open yet, but they'll be open pretty soon if they're not open yet. But might look like they're open, so it's right here. I'm gonna put a pin on from where I'm from. Okay, I'm gonna pick up the pin. And, oh, there's already people here from Regina. So I'll just add my pin right in there. Is my pin right there. And there's people from all over the world. There's here lots of people from Florida, Texas, California, East Coast, people from South America, the islands over here, even people from Africa, Madagascar, lots of people from Australia, Indonesia, even New Guinea, New Zealand, that little island of Guam, the Philippines, Russia, Mongolia, Korea. People even put stickers in North Korea, Pakistan, where else? Turkmenistan, Italy, lots of people from the UK, even people from Iceland and Greenland. Are you gonna put a pin?
Pin or
and did you see there's people from New Zealand here and the
New Zealand is over here.
No, New Zealand is right here.
Well, it's also right here. This is a neat little area over here. It shows they're building some kind of canoe. This is like native to the indigenous people of Canada. Here they're cutting the log. I don't think it's a real saw. No, it's just not very sharp at all. And this is the way to the suspension bridge. So I've allowed about 45 minutes at each place. We're kind of running ahead of schedule. I allowed half an hour at the stop to the Alaska Welcome to Alaska sign. Here's the suspension bridge. I'll talk while we're going on it. And we were there about 5 minutes. We were at the border 5 minutes. I allowed 15. So we're running ahead of schedule. We don't need to leave for quite a while, but we're gonna try and keep ahead of schedule today so that we can continue to do some stuff today. And here's the river that we're walking over. Right now we're the only ones on the bridge. There are some people that are gonna cross over. Oh, they're not crossing over yet. Oh, here's the Canadian flag. Like I said, we're technically in BC. I did ask a guy and that's what he said. And then when you get to this side of the suspension bridge, you have to walk up some steps. So on the other side, way over there was just a little like bridge with no steps. So you do have to walk up some steps once you cross over the suspension bridge. Oh, cute. There's the suspension bridge. So there's a log cabin right over there. There's also an overlook. We're walking over there. But this is what's on the other side of the suspension bridge. So here at the suspension bridge, you can get your passport stamp. So that's what I'm about to do next. So would you be able to stamp my passport? I don't know where you stamp it or anything.
Anywhere works. Page 12.
Page 12?
Yeah, that's your northern theme.
Oh, cool.
There you go. There it is. I can get this going for you.
Sure.
And there it is.
Here we are at the Welcome to Yukon sign. Here we are at the Carcross Desert. Quite big. Here's a bit of Carcross. There's a hotel and the Matthew Watson General Store, and then everything else is over there. We will go there eventually. We also went to the desert. The desert is after Carcross. And I'm listening to the conversation behind me. The desert is after Carcross, and we were meeting people in Carcross, and they got here early, and we were here early, so we went to the desert first, even though that's past Carcross. And then we decided to go back and meet them. So if you go on this trip, the desert is after this, even though we went to it before. There's also the White Pass and Yukon Railway over there. So here's a little map. Our ship is way down there, and then we drove all the way along here. The red is the train, and I think, not exactly sure, and then the brown is the railway, I think, and we're going all the way up to, we're in Carcross up there, and the map doesn't go that far. We're at the Matthew Watson General Store. Is a place to get your passport stamped, and the stamps are just right over here. Passport stamping by donation, and they have a moose or a bear. Okay, I want you to hold this and watch me stamp my own passport. So I'm going to go to page 12 and 13 because that's the northern page. And we are going to stamp it right here. Carcross, Yukon Territory, and then the Yukon Suspension Bridge. So here's downtown Carcross. So we are at Caribou Crossing. This is now called Wild Adventure Yukon. Here there are 2 museums, and you can also hold baby puppies that will one day be sled dogs. There's other things you can do, but there is an additional fee additional to the entrance ticket. So we just came out of the gift shop, and here's the petting zoo. I assume the paw prints on the ground are the way to the dogs. There's some goats. Hi! I don't want him to bite me. Here's the gold panning. This is $20. So you just follow the paw prints until you see the puppy sign, and then you go in here. Hopefully we'll see some puppies. So these puppies are one day going to be sled dogs.
It's hot for him.
So these dogs are just from the Humane Society. There's no sled dog puppies this year. They had enough. So they didn't need to make any more. So all of these dogs here are just dogs from the Humane Society that will get adopted by people mainly that living in Whitehorse. So these dogs over here are sled dogs, but they're all grown already. So up there by that rock is that mountain goat up there. There is a museum. This is part of the museum. There's also an RCMP and Northwest Mounted Police Museum. That's just a little room. And here is the other museum. So this is the highlight of why we wanted to drive to the Yukon is Emerald Lake, and we just pulled up at the stop and I thought I'd show you guys the view. The water is so beautiful, the sun is out with all the different colors and you don't always get the sun out, but it's nice and sunny. I'm actually quite warm with my sweater on, I just haven't taken it off yet, but here is Emerald Lake. So you can see all the different colors here. You can also see someone canoeing over there. Over there maybe? Somewhere right there. And it's just a pull off on the side of the road. Not really any picnic benches or anything. We're gonna try and drive down and touch the lake. I don't know where we're going, but we have friends or family from Whitehorse who know where they're going, so they're going to take us down there. So we're walking in this little pathway to Emerald Lake. It was just a turn right before you get to Emerald Lake when you're driving to Emerald Lake. It's on the left-hand side. We just came down a little hill and here's the path. And you can see the lake through these trees here. And just go down, I guess, this little pathway. And here you can even go in the lake. Kind of looks a little muddy, but we'll see. See there, I'm stepping in the lake, and here's the bottom of the lake. So we are getting ready to go back to Skagway. The whole trip up to Emerald Lake was about 5 hours, and it's about an hour and a half drive back. And when we get back, we hope to go to Lower Reid Falls and Yakutania Point and whatever else we might have time for. There is a bear right there.
It looks like a brown bear. Hello, berry bear.
Oh, he's walking away now. Here is a bike tour. They just bike down the mountain. We've been following them for about 2 minutes. They bike down the mountain. So we are on our way to Lower Reid Falls, and instead of giving you the instructions, I got them from Parody J from D&J. So I will link the video down below when they saw Reid Falls, so that you can go check out their video and get directions from them, or whatever website they got their directions from, because that's where I got my directions from. So instead of giving you my directions, I'll just send you over to the people that I got my directions from. So we are going through the cemetery on our way to the falls. hear me, but from the parking lot, I would say it was about like a 5 to 7 minute walk. And if you can't hear me, I'll just say it later. But 5 to 7 minute walk from the parking lot to the falls, and then you have to walk back. It is a little bit uphill, but it's not bad. You just have to take your time if you aren't used to going uphill. We live where it's completely flat, so sometimes going uphill is a little difficult. But now that I'm farther away, it was about 5 to 7 minutes to walk from the parking lot to the falls. And we're just coming down to this wooden bridge here, so I will show you that there was a sign that said Lower Reid Falls, and I have directions here, but I just got them from D&J, so like I said earlier, I will make sure to link that down below. And so we're coming back now. I was just making sure my dad was still with me. But Lower Reid Falls, it says this way, you can go that way. And then here's the bridge that we came on. There is a path there, you don't want to take that path. And then if you're coming from the bridge, it will say Lower Reid Falls. So I am crossing the footbridge to go to Yakutania Point. My mom wanted to go to Diamonds International, and my dad didn't think we had enough time to do this before we needed to return the Jeep, so I'm doing this by myself, and hopefully I can know where I'm going. I have directions with me that I got from D&J and J. So you just go straight until you see this sign that says Yakutania Point, and then you go up these stone stairs. And then you follow the yellow markers on the trees. Down these stone stairs. Down these stone stairs, there's a sign to Yakutania Point on this tree. And you keep following the yellow, and then you just keep walking straight, and there are 2 points. You can go to the right, or you can go past the stone wood building. It's not stone, it's just wood, and go a little further and have your view. So here's one view from Yakutania Point. Now I'm gonna walk back up this way to the wood building. And go this way. You have to go down a little bit once you get here. That view of the cruise ships was to the left, but if you just keep going straight, this is the view you'll see. So here's the cruise ship. That one right there is ours. So this is Yakutania Point, like I just showed earlier. Takes about maybe 10-15 minutes to get to. Wasn't too bad. Our cruise ship is docked right there, and over there is where the landslide was. So if you heard me earlier, that's why we can't walk on the dock and why we had to take the shuttle. So that's where the landslide was, right there. So while I'm walking to Diamonds International, I do want to buy some Amalite, but while I'm walking, I just want to highly recommend, if you want to come to Alaska, checking out D&J from Heritage J, their videos. I absolutely love them. They have a lot of really great videos on Alaska. I have haven't watched any of their Caribbean ones, but they are really, really good. I love them. Hi, Dad. There's my dad. And so if you want to check out anything that they just watch the traffic here. I'm not sure what the rules are, let's be honest. But I highly recommend checking out any of their videos if you want to come to Alaska or any other Caribbean ports. They have lots of really good like port guides. They watched this theater show in Skagway one time. They've been to Alaska 5 or 6 times, so they have about 5 or 6 videos on each of the ports, and they do something different every single time. So I was just checking to see I didn't go past Diamonds International. So if you want to check them out, I highly recommend it. How was your day in Skagway?
It was wonderful. The suspension bridge was amazing. And when we went to Emerald Lake, the scenery was breathtaking. We came back to Skagway to shop a little bit, and now we're on our way back to the cruise ship.
And where's Dad?
He's already back at the cruise ship.
We hope.
We hope.
So we didn't have to be on for another 28 minutes, and we were the last 30 people on board. Some of the last 30 people
there's
on
30
board.
people behind.
What are you eating?
Escargot, and they're very good. Escargot with crunchy red/toast. It's very, very good.
So we are docked in Juneau, and it is so beautiful this morning. I've seen many YouTube videos where it is foggy and you can't even see the tops of the mountains, but I am incredibly lucky. I know how lucky I am this morning that it's not foggy here. And I'll show you in just a couple seconds, but we can see